Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the GIE editorial board for the invitation for this offer interview. I'm Louis Lau from the Chinese University of Hong Kong. I'm a gastroenterologist and also an assistant professor in the CUHK. Next to me is Cosmo Guo, a final year medical student from the CUHK as well. Hi, Cosmos. Can you tell our audience why are we going to perform this study?
So as we all know, antithrombotic use is associated with increased rates of postpolypectomy bleeding, and aspirin is very commonly used antithrombotic. Right. So perhaps to mitigate this risk, endoscopists may opt to perform prophylactic clipping in order to reduce this risk. However, the evidence behind this is not well supported, and the cost effectiveness is uncertain. So this is why we want to perform this study, as to assess whether it's actually useful.
So after all this background, can you tell our audience that what did we do in our study?
So we identified patients who underwent polypectomy, ESD, and EMR who are also active users of aspirin. We also collected other information, including their demographic data, background medical comorbidities, and drug information such as whether there was any interruption of the aspirin, whether they're on DAPT, and then also along with endoscopic data, which includes, let's say, the number of polyps, the size of the polyps, the morphology of the polyps, and the location of the polyps as well. So of these baseline covariates, we performed a propensity-score analysis. In terms of the outcomes, the primary outcome was delayed post-polypectomy bleeding within 30 days from the index procedure, which was defined as a composite endpoint of documented hemoglobin drop of more than 2 grams per deciliter, requirement of blood transfusion, or repeat colonoscopy for hemostasis.
So, Cosmos, after what we have done, can you tell our audience that what are our results from our study?
So we included a total of 1,373 patients with a total of 3,952 polyps. Prophylactic clipping was not a significant risk factor for 30-day post-polypectomy bleeding. Instead, polyp size was the only significant risk factor in this case. We further performed subgroup analysis based on various parameters, and it did not show any risk reduction in terms of subgroups of different sizes, locations, and endoscopic resection methods.
So Cosmos, after all these findings and results, can you tell our audience that what is our final conclusion from our study?
So our study shows that prophylactic clipping is not associated with reduced rates of post-polypectomy bleeding among patients on aspirin. It is with this finding that we suggest that aspirin use alone should not be the sole deciding factor for the use of prophylactic clipping. Instead, other factors such as size or polypectomy mode should be used instead.
Thank you very much for your kind attention, and I hope you all enjoyed this study and also this offer interview. See you.